to this Spirit Whispers session. I'm going to talk about polarization. You know, that's a hot button, isn't it? I mean, sometimes you don't even mean to say something that will light somebody up, and then boom, you're in the middle of a free-for-all, okay? So they wanted me to talk about polarizing. Why is there so much polarization? And where the dissolution of the polarization. So first, let's look at the polarizing. I'll talk about it a little bit. All right. So obviously we've got in the United States, we've got Democrat, Republican kind of issues. We've got racial things going on, and in other parts of the world they have the same thing, especially like with the COVID. We don't want to wear the mask, blah blah. You're making us, you're trying to control us, and then the other side is, no, this is the science, you have to do this for everyone. So I want to just look at why are we having so much of this polarization. All right, now many of you might be very aware of what it is, but I have my opinions. But let's let Spirit bring in why this polarizing energy is happening right now. All right, what I feel, okay, what they're showing me is they're showing me a road, and it's being stretched and stretched and stretched, almost as if it were like putty. All right, and it's just really stretching us to go out further, go beyond where we've gone previously. And it's funny because this hand is kind of staying right here. So there are going to be some people that are not going to go the distance. They're not going to go the distance. They will stay in this space of mental space of wherever, they are. They will not go the distance. And there are others that you're being stretched. Let me look a little bit more why. Well, I feel they're showing me in terms of why. I feel like there was a ton of insecurities. There was also a lot of, with love, I want to say warring energy. That's war, W-A-R-I-N-G, okay, R-R-I-N-G. Warring energies, and a feeling of having to protect oneself, having to cut through old ties, old restrictions, being confined, and unable to escape. So there was a lot of that going on energetically. All right, they're saying. All right, and they're also saying that a lot of people were really, I want to say mentally, they were like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. They just couldn't take any more of what they were absorbing. Okay, and we've been in a very hot time, okay, this last 4 years of lots of things popping out of the box for sure. But so when I hear that, I'm feeling that more so as a result of the energies that have been taking place in the last 4 years. Before that, a lot of people were very happy to be confined and just live in their little bubble. And they didn't look to move outside of whatever they thought was available. They just didn't care. They were happy to kind of be robotic, let's say. Okay, so this is an awakening that's going on right now. All right, let me look at dissolving the polarization. When will that happen, and will it dissolve? Okay, there's a healing there when I do that, so excuse me. Those just come up when they're releasing energy. A lot of this dissolving will happen this summer. It's already happening. They're also bringing in the summer of 67. As much as we want to feel that we're very polarized right now and that all this is so new and I'm so all these were issues that came up in the 60s. All right. When we think of Kent State or, all racial tensions, then everything, so this is a rinse and repeat, but also an upgrade of that cycle. Well, all right. They're saying the polarization is going to end when we start to welcome one another in, when we start to shake hands and invite other people in, and realize, they said that where they can stand beside us and we can all see the same broad horizon that's welcome to all of us with this new earth, with this new light energy that's coming in. Uh, hmm. All right. They're also talking about the fearing of your enemies, that this is a hot button for many people, that it's almost as though a push button of a start was hit to, like, uh, um, defending yourself against your enemies. Um, it's a hot button, as they say. I do hear freedom isn't there, in terms of fighting and fearing the enemy. All right. Um, they said that those are a lot of attachments and corded energy. In other words, where you plug into that aspect of who you're supposed to be afraid of today, what you're supposed to be afraid of today. Um, yeah, and we have to be inclusive. We have to include one another. Imagine that. All right. Um, so when will we see that, though? Let me look at that too more clearly. Things are already changing. There's lots of new decisions being made. Um, there's the groundwork for new beginnings. We may see 10 years of this changing climate, but not necessarily 10 years of the continued heat of the polarization. Let me see if the polarization will get worse before it gets better. Um, no, I don't think it will get a lot worse before it gets better. Um, there will be a merging, a coming together. There will be a merging and a coming together. And it will be because it will be the good of all. The earth will continue to cry out for help. In other words, because of the earth changes, we will have no other choice than to come together. Now, isn't that how life is? We learn the easy way or we learn the hard way. All right. So we need to surrender to this love, this embrace. All right. So I hope that answered some of that for many of you. And, I'm going to pull a card for this just to see if they have anything to add to that. Choosing the light, it serves no purpose to feed at all, to feed my fears with worry. I choose to live in the light and to be nourished by the positive energy. Thus, everything falls into place. I transcend doubts and illusions of this material world to find the essence of real life, God. There we go. So with that, namaste. Thank you all so very much. And if you have a topic you'd like me to discuss, just leave it in the comments. Thank you.